a podcast called Strangest Fruit.
Good. All right. Name?
Becerra, AR3289. Oh, that's just a habit.
Bro, what
Hey, that's
the
hey.
cut? Is it still rolling? All right.
Hey, that's just a
Oh,
habit.
Hold
Hey,
on,
it's just a habit.
hold on. Let me sit back down. Let me sit back down. Let me
shit.
hear this fool. Oh, that was that impulse, saying shit
was.
without even knowing what you're saying. The man just like, yeah, such and such, CDC number, blah 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 blah. We didn't ask you for all
that's
that.
like 18 years right there. Man.
Ah.
All right.
All right.
Woo.
Yeah, that's you know that's going in the blooper reel.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah,
That's
going
real
in the
right
bloopers.
there. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Shout out to Steph Curry. You got a Lakers fan here, so I gotta give a shout out to Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James. Nah.
I mean, who's your team, Street?
That's right. You know what I'm saying? Man, I don't know. I think you got a number. I don't know, man.
What? This whole damn gym Laker fans. What you talking about?
Nah.
Anything past the grapevine is a Laker. If they ain't chose, they choosing now. All right, ready? Let's try this again without the CDC number.
Didontae, real quick, another episode, Strangest Fruit.
Oh, okay.
Special theory doctors.
Yeah, you heard it. Okay. Okay, we got another episode, Pleasant Valley State Prison, and we're gonna do a one-on-one so we can get a little bit more deep because my man here went to the parole board, so we get the after effects of that and how he's dealing that and how he can teach the other fellas. So, name?
Juanmingo Becerra.
What was that?
Juanmingo Becerra.
Juanmingo Becerra. Where is that name from? Who named you that?
Actually, my father.
For real?
Yeah, my father named me that. We're Hispanic, so he just chose that name.
Juanmingo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like some Puerto Rican, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm finna head down to the bodega at 12 type of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. How old are you?
36.
36? How long you been in prison?
18 years.
18 years. How does that feel?
It's a reality that sucks. You know, like you know, you're stripped of your freedom. You know, you don't get to do what you want to do. You can't see them. I can't see my family when I want to see them. I can't talk to them when I want to see them. So it's a reality that sucks.
How have you made the best of your reality though?
By changing the person that I was when I came to prison to be actually self-accepting myself for who I am now and just be happy for who I am. At first I wasn't. So by me doing that, now I'm able to, you know, do things without the worry what people might say or think of me, you know. No
Bro,
insecurities.
You're not at the board. You can move your hands when you're
Oh,
talking now.
shoot,
Just
yeah.
relax. Take a deep breath.
Okay.
Take a deep breath. You
No.
good? Yeah. That's it. I am not the parole board. I do
Yeah.
not have a badge. Let's get that out the way right there.
Yeah.
So it's just, where'd you grow up at? Where'd you grow up at?
Modesto, California.
Modesto. For a person who does, I know what Modesto is. I've been there only in a prison stint, but if I'm a person, eyes closed, and you had to describe Modesto for its best qualities first. Sell that shit.
See, I grew up in a neighborhood, so I don't know the best qualities. You know, I just know the streets, the ghetto, you know, broken down houses, little badass kids running around with no shoes on, and, you know, just people that are poor. That's, I mean, other than that, I would have, and if I had to say, I would be like, I live in a Latin community, and being in a Latin community, we're close knit. We may be poor and everything, but we have each other's back. You know, whether if it's my neighbor or someone down the street, I say that's the best quality, actually. You know, living in a close knit community.
So it's not the physical attributes of the city, it's the people within the city.
Yes, the people within the city.
Okay. 3 things about Modesto. If you had the financial freedom, you had the wherewithal to do that, what would you change? 3 things that not's going to just help you, but the entire city of Modesto.
More school programs for kids, after school programs. Provide food for the community, and do an art like a art gallery for the community to come together so that way they can express how they feel, you know, and stuff like that to get them through what they're possibly going through. That's how I do.
So you said you're 30,
36.
36. And you like music?
I love music.
What is your take on hip hop now?
Wow. Okay, so check it out.
Now we talking about
So
talk.
look, it's crazy that you said that, right? Because like I said, I grew up real poor, and so in my household we didn't have like a luxury of a nice TV or nothing like that. We had the old TV where you turn and you had the foil to get the stations and stuff like that. And the first as in hip hop was one of the first music that I listened to. You know, it was Jay-Z. You know, growing up, it was, I shit you not,
Hove?
Jay-Z. And I swear, I shit you not.
Strike 2.
Look,
Wrong team, wrong
hey,
enough.
but no, like shout out to Jay-Z too, though, because he does what you're doing. He's helping out to reform the prison reform and sentencing reform with the NFL and stuff like that. But I remember growing up, listening to like Jay-Z. One of my favorite songs from him was "It's a Hard Enough Life for Us." Growing up where I grew up, that spoke truly to me. I understand what he was talking about.
You talking about the it's the
The
hard
enough
not life for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. So look, the thing is I grew up in a Christian home, and my dad, he didn't like hip hop. So
The devil's music.
yeah. So you know, like when he wasn't around, I had to turn it like low a little bit and just listen to it and stuff like that. But that right there helped me relate to the community that I was living in and stuff like that. It was Jay-Z, Mac Dre, even like the old school, The Chronic, you know, like the Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and stuff like that. Compared to now, the music now from back then, you know, it's, you know, like the Little Baby and Young Boy Never Broke Again, Boosie Badass, you know, those dudes, they speak what I went through. So there's still, it's a different type of like hype. It's more like, you know, and stuff like that. But I feel that they're telling a story that I went through, you know?
Here go a quick question to add on to that. When you say the name like Mac Dre,
Yeah, Mac Dre.
Mr. Furley,
Yeah.
the Fizzolator,
Yeah.
him,
Jay Diggs too. You can't forget about Jay Diggs.
Jay Diggs, the Jacker.
The jacket,
We was able,
the jacket too. Yeah.
man, rest in peace. We was able to go in there and interview Mr. Fab and go up there. I was telling the fellas, like, I left the Bay, Northern California, feeling stupid as hell.
Yeah.
Why? Because I had never been around so much unity.
Yeah.
Like, it don't matter who, where, it's just a whole big ass culture, and everybody was getting they chili.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the hell? And then I started looking more into things. And when you listen to a dude like Mac Dre, not just the thiz, I'm talking about when you listen to what he's saying,
Yeah.
you're like,
It was
all
like
right.
before his time and everything.
Way before his time. And then for a guy that's from, you not black,
Yeah.
and for you to say like, man, Mac Dre, like, Like,
Yeah.
you gotta really,
see-
your brain gotta work on to know, like, who was
Yeah.
Mac Dre to you?
Mac Dre is a dude that spoke. He said things that I wasn't able to put together. He helped me understand what I was going through and like the streets and what everything threw at me. And how you said is like for me not to be black and listen to know about Mac Dre. Where I come from is black and brown. The way we talk with, we say nigga, like somebody. So we're close knit. Like in my community, there'll be black people there too, and we grew up. I got a lot of my partners, they're black too. So like Mac Dre, he like him and Jay-Z, they were basically able to provide questions for me that I was young and that no one was providing. Like I said, I grew up in a Christian home. My parents, I'm a first generation Mexican American. So they were on that traditional where, you don't talk about something. You don't talk about what you're going through. You just tough it out. So all I had to rely on was music. And that's how, when I started listening to like Jay-Z and Mac Dre and Jay Diggs, and even now so more so like Boosie Badass and all them, they're helping me at that time, like to put answers to the questions. Why am I living like this? Why do we like this?
About 3-4 times out the week, I'm putting on that burner. I think my mom's going
burner too?
crazy.
Yeah.
Seeing kids out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is just, the melody, the way he's saying it, you're like, wow, like,
Yeah.
That's it. It's the relativity.
Yeah.
What, with two parents, devout Christians,
Yeah.
religion, all that, even though you was poor, obviously it was instilled in you at a young age to know the difference between right and wrong.
Yeah.
What led you to still say, I'm off the porch? Like, what led you to just be like, you know what, I'm going to do this?
I believe so that, like I say, like going around the community, in the poor community, going to school with people that had those type of family members that weren't Christians or whatever, and they were doing things that that I seen appealing. I didn't have an older brother. I didn't have a big role model to look up to in my household. So I looked elsewhere, and I looked at in my community, which was the people that I went to school with, their older brothers. They became like my partners. So I started following them, and next you know, knowing right from wrong, it was a battle though, because growing up, you see the streets, you see a lot of messed up things. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you say,
Okay,
say
see
what
it.
you gonna say, man.
Okay, it's a lot of fucked up shit you see in the streets. And growing up in a Christian home, I didn't agree with that. Like, what the fuck? You can't talk to someone like that. My pops would whoop my ass. Like, if I talk to a stranger like that, But the thing is, I started to adapt to the way of the streets.
And it's kind of like a contradiction of who of what gangsters are, whatever they want to call it. Because now, if a person was to ask me today, what do you consider a gangster? I'll tell them a businessman.
Yeah.
Person that provides for his family, showing equality with the people that he's around. Not because I changed the narrative of it, it's just the people that I've been around and what I seen as what gangster was or what a businessman was. So when I see dudes with suits on and they can walk into a room and have conversations about handling businesses and stuff like that. I went to what's his name? What is his name? He had a big seminar by LAX. And it's called Rambo House.
Okay.
And you come and sit down and they talk to you about contracts and grants and stuff like that. And I sat in there and I'm looking at these people talking about millions of dollars. And I'm like, I don't understand none of this.
Yeah.
But I know one thing, you're not talking about nothing negative, so I know I'm not gonna get in trouble for it. So what's stopping me from ascertaining the knowledge to get that, to understand where it is that you're going? So you know where you jumped off and got into the negativity. At what point did you take accountability for you being right here?
I'll say it's crazy that you said it because when I first got locked up, I didn't hold myself accountable for the crime that I committed. I thought I was just being held responsible by the state because I got caught.
Oh,
know,
say that again. That's some shit. Say that again.
So I wasn't holding myself accountable for the crime I committed. I thought I was just being held responsible because I got caught for my crime that I committed. I remember when I was in Salinas Valley on a level 4, and I was just, you're always locked down, whatever. And I told myself, like, I'm gonna better myself. Start going to school, um, going to college, and it's the same thing. Someone gave me a book, and it's crazy. It was How to Be a Billionaire. And I was just like, what the, like, how to be a billionaire? This is like far-fetched stuff. And how you say you see people there with suits and you say that's gangster. That terminology, that's gangster, came so cliche because it's tight. Like everyone says it. A normal person would be like, damn, that's gangster because that's tight. You know what I'm saying? Because it shows that, like sometimes it takes nuts to get to that point where that person's at. Sometimes it takes, like, you got to persevere. You got to go through a lot. So I've been locked up my whole life. I've been in YA like you. I've been to the county, juvenile hall. Now I'm in prison. So I was looking at, like, what have I accomplished just other than being in prison? Nothing. But that doesn't stop me from the point when I wanted to change to be something now. So now that I figure that, hey, look, since I'm locked up, nothing's holding me back to be a better person first and foremost. I got to work on myself. Then from there, as I work on myself, I could build my future for myself. While in prison, I could do all that. So I started going to college out there in Salinas Valley in the level 4. It was Hartnell College, and I took my first class, opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. Was Counseling 101. Counseling 101, it taught me a lot of things that with the antisocial behavior, like, you got to be able to get yourself out your comfort zone. And I remember I was up there in Hartnell College giving a speech, and like a professor was there. We had to do in-person presentation. I was sweating. I was nervous. And that dude stopped me. He's like, hey, look, put me to the side. He's like, hey, look, you got this. Why are you nervous? You got this. And he's like, if you don't pull it together, I'm going to fail you because your presentation has most of your credits behind it. I got myself together. But at that point in time, I started building self-confidence in myself. I started fixing the insecurities that I dealt with as a kid, because I was broken as a kid and stuff. So at that point in time, I just started searching opportunities for me while I was in prison, and like business, starting my own business and all that, thinking outside the box.
What kind of business?
Well, I want to get into the movie industry, like what you're doing right now.
Movie industry?
Yeah, like movies, like comics, stuff like that. Like, just
Do
short
you have
films.
the patience for it?
Now I do. I mean, I've been locked up 18 years. I've been with a cellie in a small cell for 18 years. If I could deal with that, I could deal with anything. You know what I'm saying?
No. It does not work like that. It is just in general.
Yeah.
So how I see the world is that the guys that are sitting in prison are more rehabilitated than actual people on the streets, believe it or not. The interaction that I've had with people in society it varies. Well, it varies to the point of extremes. In prison, never been called a nigger a day in my life. On the
Fuck no.
streets, called a nigger right in my face. It's weird shit that just pops out that you got to deal with.
Yeah.
It's not the stuff that you know what they say, don't anticipate the cuenta.
Yeah.
Don't anticipate the bullshit coming to you. It's gonna be some other weird stuff that's gonna be like, people walk up to you, call you gay, do all type of weird stuff. People walk up to you, call you a nigger. People walk up to you just I train dogs. People say you're an animal abuser. It's those things. Are you willing to handle that? Can you take that on and still stay grounded?
Yes, I could do that. I believe, like how you say, like, prison people are more like self-controlled. While being in prison, I learned how to have that self-control. But more so because, like I say, I think a lot of times when people act out, they're dealing with insecurities. I address all those insecurities. Like someone kind of got me like, oh, like whatever, you're a punk, whatever. I know I'm out there. I know that I'm not a punk. I know what I'm about. I know what I've been through. I know I made it from hell and back. So whatever, I'm on my way. That's how you feel. That's cool. I'm gone.
What's your biggest insecurity?
Biggest insecurity, self-doubt sometimes. Sometimes I doubt myself.
What's your biggest doubt?
Am I still able to do more? Like, am I good enough? Sometimes I get triggered like, you ain't good enough, you can't do that. But I catch myself like, hey, you know what? You are better. You are good enough. You can do that. Give it a shot. I give it a shot.
Ask me that same question. Biggest doubt or insecurity? What?
What's your biggest insecurity?
My biggest insecurity would be I took on the belief of a person that's been in prison where your word means everything. And I made the mistake of carrying that same belief outside into society. And I held people to that same accountability. And I got my heart broken. And I got my trust broken. And I had all these different things happening because I took this and how we think and I tried to apply it out there to a world where there's no morale. There's no self-discipline. There's no code of, your word is bond. And at a certain point, it starts to mess with you mentally. Am I crazy? Is the way that I'm thinking crazy? Am I insane? Can I only really talk to dudes in jail and make sense of it? Why isn't the world getting, why aren't y'all getting it? Why don't y'all understand it? You get stuck and you're like, man, you get frustrated. And then you back away. All right, let me back away. Then the shutdown comes in. And no matter how much you try to fight it, like he asked me, do you just let the prison stuff go when you get out? It's still there.
Yes, man.
It's still there. No matter how. The keys, the way they walk, the way they talk. I seen a dude walk past me, my old cellie, matter of fact, walk past me, and I smelt the Muslim oil. He was walking down the street, and I hadn't seen this dude in over 23 years, and I smelt the prayer oil, and I looked back, and just by his body type, I knew who this person was. It's still there. You can't let it go. The first stabbing I seen, first act of violence I was in, it's still there. I don't know, there's no computer chip to turn that shit off. But I get through it, but it's always going to be my flaw. The biggest fight that man is going to have is the fight with himself. But I embrace it though. I try not to be mad more than 5 minutes. Why?
Yeah.
You don't have that right to do that anymore. Any dude in this room doesn't have that right to do none of that shit anymore. Because when I deal with dogs, so say I got a pit bull. Let me talk dog to you. It makes more sense with me because you get a pit bull. Everybody wants a pit bull, but nobody can handle the intensity of the pit bull. Nobody can handle the intensity of the cane corso. Nobody can handle the intensity of a Belgian Malinois, Presa Canario, a Kango dog. But they can handle the poodle. They can handle the doodle. They can handle all these other dogs. Me and you, we're not like the other dogs. The COs, they're not like the other dogs. The dudes that walk around on these other dogs, they're not like the other dogs in the pack. We have a different upbringing and a different conditioning. So I don't allow my pit bulls to get above a 5 on energy. I don't let them get that high. Because the biggest rule I learned is don't turn it on if you can't turn it off. So you have you. If you get upset tomorrow and you take it above a 6, even with dealing with average people, you get upset and get into an argument with somebody, they argue with you is way different than you arguing with them. Because the level that you could possibly take it to, even though you have self-restraint, just the thought can send you into a fucking whirlwind. That's that relapse prevention. You a pit, everybody else is poodles. And you can't even explain that. Like, look, bro, I'll take this shit somewhere that you ain't even, just go on about your business. That's why I tell people, I get into it, I beg them. I say, please, just leave me alone. I beg them, please. It's okay. I'm not that guy. Don't do it. Go pick a fight with them people out there that's gonna fight. I don't even want them problems with you. Because if they see me sitting back in here, what they gonna say? I knew that was you.
Yup.
And then once you get out, which I hope everybody here does, you get to see all the people that lied to your face. And that's one of the hardest things for me, is to let that type of shit go. I don't know if it's my Scorpio-ness. I don't know if it's my strong will. I don't know what it is. It's just we could be sitting there and a person would be sitting there and I'm sitting there like, man, you know, it's always that person talking that real shit. I'm real this, I'm real that. And I'll be the one person like, damn, you ain't wrote the homie in about 6 years. You know, or, you know, you tell dudes show up for the money. And they'll show up for the money. But if you tell people, let me see a raise of hands of who's gonna go inside prison and try to bring our people home and help them when they get out, it's crickets. And that upsets me to my core. You feel me?
Yeah.
That really upsets me to my core. And that's my character defect. That, you know, that may be my downfall. You know what I'm saying? So I have to cut it off. So you'll find me out there in the fucking wilderness somewhere trying to chase wild turkeys or something. Normal people shit to combat my excessive stuff that's going on. 3 qualities about yourself that you love.
I'm a family man.
What type of family man?
I'm a son.
You're a son?
I'm an uncle. I'm a cousin. I'm a grandson. So those are a lot of things that growing up I didn't really pay too much attention about. I'm very creative and ambitious.
What type of son are you?
I'm a good son.
Okay. Dad. I'm just a big ass 16-year-old, don't worry.
Oh my God.
Dad. Tomorrow I'm finna go down there with the homies and I'm finna get put on. And not only that, I'm gonna take your name of who you was and I'm gonna top that. Dad, we live in a fucked up community. You know?
Yeah.
Mano a mano. You know what time it is. I'm about to get out there in the field. I'm finna jump off the porch like you did, Dad. I know I'm gonna go to prison. So, I know I can get life. So, I know what comes with this life. So, you did it. What do you say to your son?
Man. Well, I don't have a kid, so, but if I had a
You
son,
got it. No. I had to figure that out the hard way. When you have youth,
yeah,
how many dudes were you around out there?
a lot.
2, 3, 4, 5 of those kids seen you, adopted the way that you walk, adopted the way that you talk, your shoes, your style, the tattoos, and they just followed into it. It's 15 different mirrors of you walking around right now. I just took on the mirror and faced it in front of you and said, I'm your 16-year-old son. Now face me. Face you. What you gonna do about it?
Man,
No. Here.
man, I don't even know the answer to that. I'll just say go to school. Keep going to school. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be rough. But the life that I went through, you shouldn't have to go through that. I'm showing you that I'm a better person. I'm a good father to you. So I should be your role model. You should be looking up to me. What is it that you don't see that I'm a role model? Because a father is a role model.
You gangbang. You got tattoos. You went to jail. You made a whole fucking life out of this shit.
Yeah.
So what you gonna tell me? Go to school? You went to school. Get money? You got money fast. No, I want answers. Cause this is gonna be seen. The kids is gonna see this. We
Yeah.
want answers. This the shit that the parole board ain't gonna ask you. We want to know.
Yeah. Man, I don't know how to answer that.
Ask me that. So you take that. No, you heard my story. So gather whatever you can gather, and we're going to swap shoes. I'm finna put myself in your shoes, and I'm going to try my absolute best.
Well,
Lewis Park, California, Paru, 18 years in prison, tried out as an adult, just complete dumbass, don't know what he want to do with himself.
yeah. I mean, so what would you say?
I would say this. I believe in chances.
Okay.
Give me one shot. One shot. And if I fail at this, you can take that route. But at least give me the wholehearted chance to try to show you a better me. Because that old me, that's dead.
Yeah.
I buried him.
But what if he still says no? What do you do? What do you then?
If you gave your complete wholehearted and you tried your best, then as my son, you got to walk that walk, champ. That's what that detachment, that's what makes me probably one of the trainers that could be up higher with the field that I'm in.
Yeah.
I have the ability to detach.
Because that's true in some parts for certain people. Because exactly what you told me, what you asked me to answer, my parents did that to me constantly, every day, crying, everything. No, I didn't listen to them. Give me a chance. No, I didn't listen to them. So if your son, you put yourself, let me ask you this, if your son tells you that, he says no, you're gonna keep trying to tell him every day, every time.
And even with
So what do you do then? What?
So as a person who went through this, family, my whole family is Christian. From
Yeah.
Mississippi, Chicago, 5 pastors, Freemasons. They have, my uncle, a great uncle invented the gas mask. They all come from, I'm the only dumbass that went and took the route of jail
Yeah.
at a certain point. And they told me, Didontae, why are you doing the things that you do? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And I never figured out why I was doing it until later. And it just so happened that life correlated and my sister became a victim of crime. And the person who raped my sister and kidnapped her ended up being on the other yard in Delano. Although I couldn't tell this to the parole board, oh, I'm not finna go over there. My other reason is completely valid. I never told him the other reason. If I see this man who did this to my sister, I'll never get out of prison. You took something from her, you'll never be able to get back. And then the other thing I identified with immediately was this. I was hurt. Why do you want to gangbang? I don't see the family that I want. I don't feel supported. I told my mom in the chapel at Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall, fuck you, it's about the hood, I'ma die for this. That was a level of extreme that even my homies didn't even get. They was mad at me like, what the hell? And it's there. And are you gonna be willing to accept the fact that your son might not accept what you're talking about? He might need to take a 14-year walk to figure out who he is like you did. And if he comes out sharp, you know he got a stronger will than you because he survived it. Some people start off good, end bad. Some people bad, start out bad and end good. How are we gonna do it?
Yeah.
And some people just there. You just there. Remember the old thing? Oh, that ain't the big homie. He's just a homie. There's the G homie over there. You know, you got the different people, but that's the energy right there. Cause I got kids right now that I go in there with, bro, and it's horrible to see them in them. Hey, can you go talk to my little brother? Cause my little brother want to get put on the hood. And I show up to these dudes' house and I say, why do you want to gangbang? I tell them, why?
Yeah.
They say, They react like kids. Do you got a gun? No. How you a gang member with no gun? You don't even need to do that. Then I ask them, are you willing to kill a man for this? I ask these kids, are you willing to wholeheartedly kill a man for what you believe in? No. Then you don't need to gangbang. They don't have these conversations. They think of what they see, and it's more so the blame on the TV and all that. Oh, I can go do the stuff that I see on TV, and I can be like this, and they don't see it. And kids and men especially, we like ferrets. We see something that's shiny, we want it. Oh, he got a chain on, he got the girls, or he got this, and they think that's what comes with this. So if you were to change the narrative, let's try this. We change the narrative.
Yeah.
Let's say me. I wouldn't even, I don't want anybody to try to incriminate themselves. So me, gang member. What if I change whatever gang life and reform it? What if I rehab what people think of as gang life? What if I take this thing and turn it into an actual legitimate organization?
Like what you're doing now.
That takes care of the community.
Yep.
That has meal plan, parenting plans, that provides for kids. They have people out in the streets with stop signs so the people don't speed through the streets. We're actually in the schools and we show up, hey, can I get such and such as a report card of the week? We pick them up, we bring them inside here so they can sit here and have a mirror of who they want to be and where they want to go. And you can actually sit down and say, look, it was all a lie, little bro. It was all a lie. Everything that it was all a lie. You have this. Here you go. Pick out any dude out here and they'll tell you that. Now, we got these choices. What are we going to do about it? You got to expand the horizon, big dog.
Yep.
So then you come back. Dad, I want to be like you. What positive things have you done in your life?
Well, I can't speak on it now because I'm not out.
That don't mean shit. What you
But,
talking about? Because you're not out, that don't mean, what? Who cut your hair?
The homie barber.
Yeah?
Yep.
Does a good job. You carry yourself pretty well. You work out?
Yep.
Who did that ironing there?
Me.
You did that ironing?
Yeah.
People don't use irons out there. They just walk around wrinkled as hell. So that shows you have some type of professionalism about yourself.
Yeah.
Shake my hand. Strong handshake. People don't shake hands out there.
Wow.
So that lets me know you have old school. They'll shake your hand and, or they grab the fingers. They do that. When you talk, you look me in the eyes. If I gave you a job right now and said, here, you have this, you can make $120,000, $200,000 a year, would you do it? 9 times out of 10, yes. If you were a guy that went to Modesto with a startup business plan and a pilot program, 9 times out of 10, I know, if you look at the statistics of it, you would have the community support. Why? That's where the influence comes into play. I'm just a person that went out, started the shit, now I gotta come back. So I'm gonna be learning from Mr. Shin next. You know, y'all got it more than me because you able to get him every day. I probably able to get him every once in a while. So you have all these different ways of learning. So we gotta do this shake thing. So the shake thing, I'm gonna let you wager the deal, like Shark Tank.
Okay.
You tell me what you gonna give to the world, we shake on it, and I come back, put it on this camera thing here, and we see if you really gonna tell the truth about what you're gonna do.
The shake thing, that's what it's called?
It's called a yard agreement. Shake on it.
Man. What I'll give to the world is the new me. I'll give them the new me, which is going to be do for others what I would want done for myself. Give to others what I didn't have growing up. Be there for the little dudes that don't really have a positive role model to look up to, so that way they don't follow the same footsteps that I took. That's what I'll do. That's the beginning that I'll do. That's not like all I will do, but that would be the beginning for what I can think about right now.
I got your word. Got your word?
That's my word.
All right, y'all, everybody heard that? Shake on it.
Shake on it.
So I got like 3 verbal contracts going on in here on camera. So if you lie to me, I will take your ass to Judge Mathis, and you know how he
go to state. Go to state.
No, Lakers.
Go to state.
Yeah, he over here tripping.
I appreciate that, man.
You was nervous?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Ah,
All right, Didontae, sit back.
sit back.
A podcast called Strangest Fruit.